This is a country that is absolutely free from virus invasion. The entire city is covered by transparent glass. They sterilize the city 3 times a week, and even motorcycles have exhaust gas treatment devices installed. However, it's strange that the local children always suffer from strange diseases. It wasn't until the arrival of the traveler Chino that the truth behind this country was revealed. Visitors entering the country must be thoroughly cleaned before they can enter, and the city is filled with the smell of disinfectant. Chino realized that the hygiene standards in this country were beyond her understanding. As the sky turned into dusk, Chino officially entered the hotel and received an unreasonable request from the hotel owner to tell his sick daughter stories from his travels. It turned out that few travelers came to this country, and no one was willing to go out. Chino's presence was undoubtedly the best way for them to learn about the outside world, and this time, Chino didn't refuse. They talked warmly, and the girl was very happy. When they were alone, she quietly talked to Chino about her illness. Every child born in this country has a chance of getting her illness. There is no prevention or cure, so the country moved into this glass cover to prevent other viruses from attacking them. It wasn't until she met the boy Tom on her most desperate day that her life became a little happier, and soon they fell in love. Suddenly, one day Tom said he was leaving. As a member of the pioneer group, he needed to establish a home outside, but he would send letters every month. When Chino was asked to leave, the girl asked Chino to give Tom a paper crane. Chino thought it was just a simple gift and promised to do it. However, when she arrived at her destination, there was only an abandoned factory, and Tom's address was dirty and messy, like it hadn't been cleaned in years. At this time, patrolling soldiers arrived and warned Chino to leave. It seemed like they were hiding something, but when Chino said she was here to deliver something to Tom, the soldiers finally didn't stop her. Tom's family was the first batch of guinea pigs 6 months ago, and he was the youngest member of the experimental group. But what the soldiers said next was even more shocking. No one expected that the boy the girl had been thinking about was actually living in the hospital underground. The soldier tried to comfort himself by using the results of the experiment. If it was for the country, then he would continue the experiment. Chino couldn't bear to break the girl's last bit of illusion, so he also planned to leave. But the soldier stopped him because Chino already knew so many national secrets, and it would be hard for him to leave easily. In the center of the screen, the soldier tried to find Chino's trace, and when he caught up to the corner, Chino finally stopped running away. The two raised their guns, and after 2 crisp gunshots, everything finally came to an end. As expected, the girl received another envelope from the tiger sent by Tom, and there were only 2 sentences written on it. I really like your gift. When you get better, come to the village to find me. Of course, the soldier didn't write it. It was just the last bit of illusion that Chino left for the girl. But the strange disease still exists, and sacrifices will not stop. No one knows when the medicine will succeed, and how many innocent lives will be sacrificed behind the success. This is a bizarre country where citizens are evaluated based on their merit points. Those whose merit points drop to 0 will be sent to prison, while those with high enough merit points can even use them to offset their crimes, including murder. Earning merit points is not complicated. Every good deed is rewarded with corresponding moral points, from helping an old lady cross the street to giving up a seat to an elderly person on a bus. Merit points can even be purchased directly with money. However, the amount of money one can donate is proportionate to their personal wealth, so even the rich cannot do whatever they want in this country. The elderly man told Chino about the origin of this system. There was once a person who had never done anything wrong. However, once he made a mistake, people began to think of him as a malicious person, while those who constantly did bad things occasionally did something good, making them appear as good people. To prevent this kind of superficial misconception from happening again, the country established this system. Every citizen holds an ID card that records their merit points, and it also serves as their travel pass. The elderly man had dedicated his life to this country, working as a scientist and a billionaire until last month when he became the president. The people loved and supported him, and he believed he could provide a more prosperous life for the country. However, he unknowingly accumulated a large number of merit points, enough to kill a person. He was the first citizen to accumulate so many merit points, and although he had a lot of them, it was also his biggest worry. He had a terminal illness and wanted to spend all his merit points before he died. The fastest way to do this was to kill someone, but he had never thought about who he could kill. His strong obsession led him to target the unfamiliar traveler Chino, but Chino could sense the old man's murderous intent. Her right hand was already on her gun, ready to fire. The old man eventually gave up and went home feeling lost, preparing to spend his remaining days in peace. However, at that moment, a woman stopped the president, hoping he could bless her child. The old man seemed to see a new goal, but just as he was about to press the F key to end the child's life, the child's innocent eyes made him hesitate. He knew that a child's future was limitless, and he hoped the child would be happier and not lose their original intention. Chino's journey had not ended yet. She had just left the country when she was spotted by 2 bandits. The younger bandit thought Chino was just a simple traveler and wanted to attack her, but the experienced older bandit stopped him. He believed that since a girl could travel around on her own, she must have the ability to deal with crises. Despite her cute appearance, her cold and sharp gaze showed that she had been through countless battles. The older bandit chose not to attack and let Chino go on her way. Soon after, another pair of travelers appeared. The man had a sword, and there was only a dog and a little girl in the passenger seat. The younger bandit thought they were a perfect target, but the older bandit told him to take a closer look at the little girl. To their surprise, she was a girl with a bomb hidden under her cute exterior. The older bandit realized the man was likely very strong, and the dog was a sensitive animal. They had no choice but to let them go. The older bandit had gained his hunting experience through bloody lessons. The last time they robbed a couple, they were overwhelmed by their firepower, and all the bandits except him were killed. The firepower duo were actually Chino's mentors and enemies who had haunted the bandits' lives. This is a country where killing is legal, and everyone, regardless of age or gender, carries a gun. Pure-hearted girls even confess their love to boys by holding an axe. Outsiders had heard that the people here had a simple and honest nature, but they never dared to explore until the traveler Chino arrived and uncovered the mysterious veil of the city. In the streets, shopkeepers chatted warmly with customers, and little girls gave cowboys flowers. It was a completely normal country, contrary to what Chino had expected. The unknown sense of fear made her practice drawing her gun frantically at night in the hotel, and she even refused to let go of her gun when she slept. However, she was not attacked by any bad guys that night. Chino then prepared to observe this country where killing was legal. In the corners of the city, she found walls that had been washed by bullets, and shops that always hung hunting rifles. Chino thought they were weapons to prevent robbers from entering the store, but the shopkeepers said otherwise.
強盗なんて入ったことがないよ。これは人を殺すためさ。
Chino began to feel that this country was not as bad as she had imagined. At least the snacks here were oversized. But just then, the elderly group who had just finished dancing invited her to their home as a guest. Chino politely declined, knowing that she had her gun in her pocket. As she prepared to leave, a man from another city took a fancy to her luggage and demanded that Chino leave all her belongings, or else he would shoot her. He knew the rules of this country where killing was legal, and the locals quickly walked away. Even in this situation, Chino still refused the man's unreasonable request and hid behind. The man was about to shoot her, but suddenly, a crossbow bolt hit him and broke his bone, causing him excruciating pain. He looked up and glared at the girl upstairs. Just as he was about to pick up his gun again, the town was already surrounded by people. They had not run away but had gone home to find a useful tool to fight against the man. The man was puzzled about why the situation had changed and tried to resist again, but in the next second, his right foot was nailed to the ground, and he became terrified. He had killed hundreds of people before, but now he was about to die in the hands of civilians. He still refused to accept it and wanted to know what he had done wrong. The country did not prohibit killing, but it also did not allow killing. All citizens were enforcers of the law and witnesses of order. Now, the man had violated the laws of the country and must receive a corresponding punishment. The moment the old man drew his sword, he pierced the man's heart, and with one turn and one pull, he declared the criminal's death. The man never understood why he came to this place. He had promised to make a name for himself here, but now he died in a foreign land. Chino just calmly watched it all happen. The old man hoped that Chino would stay because this place was suitable for people like her, who were not afraid to kill. But Chino still refused to stay because the traveler's destination had no end, and she would not be swayed by the scenery in front of her. Not long after leaving the country, Chino met another traveler. This man had killed many people in self-defense and now wanted to find a country to live a normal life. He asked Chino if the country ahead was suitable for him to live in.
そうですか。それだったら、あの国はきっと気に入ると思いますよ。
Chino told him that the country was indeed good, especially for having enough snacks.
果たして本当なのか。あの国ではクレープを山にして出すって。